All right. Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for joining in today. Welcome to another Showcase AMA here in the Polygon Discord. Today we got Guy Polio from OpenOcean. How are you doing today, Guy?
Good, thank you very much. Really good. Happy to be here and talk about OpenOcean, talk about DEXs, and a little bit of how we can sort of fit that into the whole Polygon world. So yeah, really excited, and thanks for having us on.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited as well to talk about OpenOcean. But before we jump into that, let's talk a bit about you. What's your background? What were you doing before crypto, and like what got you into the space and involved with OpenOcean?
Yeah, so it's a little bit of an eclectic history, but I finished university in 2015 and instantly went to work in a social media marketing company. And so I had literally zero interest in crypto, had knowledge of Bitcoin and Ethereum and literally hadn't dabbled in them at all until I was contacted by a chap who I went to high school with, and he reached out to me and said, "Look, I'm working because he speaks Mandarin. He says, "Look, I'm working for this new company," and that was Ontology at the time, and said that we're looking for some UK side people to sort of help us out on our not only our live events, but our social networks and things. And so I sort of got my start by working part time for Ontology. Sort of lived through the whole 2017, 2018 roller coaster, still only like half dabbling my toes in crypto. And then sort of fall out of favor with it for a little bit until like sort of end of 2020 when I started getting involved with um, the different NFT communities, and we all fast forward, we all know what's happened with that now. But I took me and another guy. We basically created a friendship from knowing each other from Discord and Telegram, from sort of being involved with Terra, and we started one of the leading NFT projects on Terra. And we went over to have sort of second market share for the of the NFT space on Terra. So it was a really huge project, and sort of after the crash and everything happened, we sort of put that on the back burner, sent all of our money to our developers to work on it, and ended up migrating half of the project onto Polygon, which is great. And then from there, I actually went on to meet. It was a couple of core members of the OpenOcean team, and we got to talking sort of late April time this year. And I had identified OpenOcean as one of the key platforms for like decentralized, aggregation trading. And I was like, oh, I really want to work with these guys, because not only had my friend who had worked for Ontology worked for OpenOcean, so I sort of had that little in there that once I got started talking to the team, started looking at their vision and what they want to do, I really sort of cottoned on to these guys are very switched on. And yeah, I just want to, in whatever capacity I can help, I want to go and help and work with the team. So I started off volunteering for the team, and now I'm full-time ecosystem development for OpenOcean. So it's a really, really exciting company to work for. And yeah, for myself, as with everyone in the crypto space, we just keep moving on to the next thing that we think is going to change it. And I think that DEX aggregators, where they stand, OpenOcean is doing the right thing. So I have a tendency to waffle a little bit about myself, but yeah, a little bit of intro.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's pretty cool. And ontology, that's like another. Is that a layer two scaling solution? Like I noticed it's listed on OpenOcean as like one of their chains.
Yeah, so Ontology is a native network for like identity verification. And so like they have their own separate like network layers, and OpenOcean itself as a company are we are close with Ontology in terms of relationships, but we also support those assets as well. So yeah, it's a really exciting thing. I mean, as OpenOcean, as a company, we have a lot of connections to other people. So our fingers in the crypto space go wide, so to speak.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, let's jump into OpenOcean. So, um, what exactly is OpenOcean? Like, what are the main problems that OpenOcean's trying to solve?
Yeah. So with a lot of trading in crypto nowadays, the like say that the liquidity is siloed. So say you have marketplace A, and they're wanting to push their own token, right? And they've got super deep liquidity on it. But say Marketplace B has a far greater selection of tokens, but the problem is they don't really have that much deep liquidity. So that's where sort of OpenOcean steps in, is like what we can do is we can basically find the quickest and the cheapest route, but also whilst preserving that like slippage rate, whilst trying to give you constantly the best price every single time. So there's a lot of pockets of money that are sitting and are sort of being unutilized or like utilized inefficiently. And what we do by sort of aggregating so many liquidity sources, we're basically opening it up to you getting the absolute best trade. So even if that means taking half of your trade and routing it through somebody completely different, if that's going to ultimately result in a better end price, then that's what we'll do. So yeah, OpenOcean, what we do is we pull together loads of liquidity. So currently we're on 17 different blockchains, and we aggregate over $50 billion worth of liquidity. And that is, available at everyone's fingertips 24/7 whenever you want. So
That's amazing. Yeah, and it looked like I was exploring the documents. There was a like wide range of different dexes on Polygon. I think there's at least 12 to be honest.
yeah, this is the thing, and like on every single chain that we go on, we basically are consistently trying to like encourage as much liquidity as possible. So even if that's utilizing a small DEX who have a native token, and like if we can offer a better rate, we'll integrate with them. And what we do is we work up co-marketing plans. So really, as we're ocean themed, we like to say the rising tide raises all ships. So we like to think that everybody that we integrate with, we're also, not only are we giving ourselves a leg up, we're giving them a leg up, and we're giving their community a leg up as well by, constantly offering the best absolute possible price. And just to take that, one step further, we do things like introducing limit orders and various other different features, to try and mimic the, what you can achieve on a DEX. And I think that's really, really great. The fact that we can sort of roll that out so quick, and yeah, we really wanted to make sure the limit orders were great, so that you can secure those prices even when you're sleeping. You can get those like really nail those good prices on the trades.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, it's really fascinating. One thing I always like ask about is what the journey has looked like so far for a project. So I'm curious, like, do you know how long um, Open Ocean has been around for, and like how large is the team? Like, what's the sort of backstory behind the project? I guess.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, the team was sort of first established in Singapore, and the very first product iteration was called Antarctic, and that was launched around like September 2020. But I mean, even though the launch was in 2020, OpenOcean has been in the works since 2017. So yeah, it was started by Cindy Wu, who's our founder. She was a strategy manager at RBS and a senior investment director. So along with Cindy, a bunch of other senior layer one blockchain engineers from all the major chains, so Ethereum, um, Ethereum and Phantom and Avalanche. I think no, not Avalanche. I think Ethereum and Phantom and BNB chain. That was it. Um, so they've been working on OpenOcean since like early 2017, with the sort of belief that there needed to be a concrete aggregator to sort of provide a better value to the ecosystem, because they didn't want people to have to rely on going to centralized exchanges, because not only for a lot of them do you have to KYC, There's no KYC on OpenOcean. But a lot of them as well, you're roped into going through all of these hurdles, and you don't actually own any of the crypto you're trading. It's still all theirs. So I think that sort of core belief that long ago, we're 5 years into this now, and the team sort of started with that idea, and they've just kept working more and more towards it. So in terms of like core development team, we're not talking anything more than 50 people. But as far as our reach goes, our community team as well, we're small, but we punch quite a lot above our weight. So that's one thing we're looking to sort of constantly improve and constantly, work for our community. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, that is how we started. We started as a sort of community-focused and community-oriented project. So we listen to a lot of the feedback. We have a lot of open channels and interactions with with our customers, and we encourage as much as possible people to not only feedback but join our ambassador program as well, to just sort of have a little bit of extra say in everything, really.
That's cool that you guys have an ambassador program. What do you call that, or how does that work?
Oh no, we literally just call it the ambassador program, and so you can go and apply. And all we're looking for is active crypto users, with good passion, enthusiasm, some knowledge about DeFi and blockchain, hopefully. If you're interested in networking, things like reaching out to different projects, talking with communities, engaging with members, all the things that sort of go together towards making a really good like community atmosphere. Like we're always like looking for more ambassadors to join the OpenOcean family, and you can actually just go onto our website at the top and there's a become an OpenOcean ambassador page, and you can just go on that and read all the information and fill out a little form. And if it looks like something that you want to get involved with, absolutely reach out, and you will be listened to, is what I say.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm a big fan of ambassador programs. That's how I got my start with Polygon. So, um, cool. I'm curious. Did you want to do a screen share and like showcase the whole front end of OpenOcean?
Yeah, I've got something loaded. Yeah, so we can screen share.
Awesome.
Let's get that sorted. 1 second. Okay, we should be good to go. If you can see my screen.
Yeah, it looks great. You guys have
Yeah,
such
so
a
this is
incredible
the
user interface.
OpenOcean.finance. This is our splash page. And you can see here, we've just got some stats listed on the front. You see 16 blockchains, 1.65 million total trades, 700,000 total active users, and over 185 different aggregated sources. That's a heck of a lot of liquidity that we're pulling from. So we're just going to jump right into it and launch that. And we're going to have a little walkthrough of our interface here. All right, so we've loaded up our interface, and normally when you would load up OpenOcean before our sort of recent update, this is what you would see. You'd see your line chart, you'd see the very familiar swap interface over here on the right-hand side that you're used to with all your other favorite swapping sites. So we've made it sort of nice and cohesive to use. And then down here underneath our chart, we have our comparison. So we can see here, I haven't loaded in a trade yet. This is literally just pulling up one Matic into Quick, and we can compare with, oh dear.
Is that the hurricane alarm?
That is a hurricane warning on my phone going off. I do
Uh-oh.
apologize.
If you need to take shelter, no worries.
Take shelter. That's all right. We'll carry on. We'll carry on. So we can see underneath here, we've got QuickSwap, Uniswap, Balancer, and Sushi. So we can sort of see a lot of different comparisons. But in our latest update, we've introduced really powerful set of tools called TradingView. So what this does is this lets you have the same like sort of interface for DEX swapping that you're used to on the right-hand side, but this time you've got charts as well. So whichever token pair you want to load up, it will pull up the closest chart to it. If there's not a direct pull, it will do its best to pull up at least one half of the token. But I mean, so say we got Matic and Quick here, you know, I can go and look on any different timeline and see what I want and get all the information that I want. And say I want to come back to this as well, or like, you know, I want to put some trend lines and things on. We have all the tools available to draw rising channels. You know, if you want to make notes and stuff on the chart here, and it's again all your favorite indicators are here. So say you want to, you know, look at some RSI and some MACD averages, we'll put those on, and you know, every time we then come back to this page, we get our same indicators loaded. So no matter how much you want to customize it, these really powerful TradingView tools that are sort of built in and powered by DEX Screener have sort of enabled like people who are using OpenOcean to just sort of take it to the next level. And so one of the other features that we've introduced is limit orders. I think I briefly touched on this earlier. But we support limit orders on 5 different chains. So Ethereum, Polygon, Phantom, Avalanche, and Binance Smart Chain. So that means that you can set your order, you can go to bed, and then when ETH tanks overnight, you can fill your buy, and you'll be sorted. So again, it's like I say, it's the usual interface you expected. We can come up here, adjust our slippage and everything. So everything exactly how you would suspect to find it, but just with the addition of TradingView. I'll make a quick little point down here where it says earn up to 50% fee rebates by sharing to get your referral link. And that's another thing that, you know, we're really big on is sharing is caring. So we're really, really hot on promoting our fee rebates. And that means that you're able to get fee rebates on, you know, your referred users. So you want to invite a friend, you can earn money back based off their trades, like off the fee rebates from the gas fee. Right, so I think we're just going to demo the smart routing first. I tell you what, let's do a real swap first, just to show you how everything works, and then we'll go over some of the more intricate bits of it. So let's see, I'm going to swap some. I'm going to swap some Matic. I think I've got Matic in my wallet. Let's have a collect. MetaMask. Oh, so I might have to swap my wallet and see which wallet it was in. Oh, one moment. We're just gonna swap the wallets round, if that's all right.
Yeah,
I think I've loaded up the wrong wallet.
I gotta say, having the TradingView charts right in the DApp is the coolest feature. So I feel
It's cool, isn't it?
There's so many crypto people who just love drawing those lines.
and that's the thing, is like it's not just a simple line chart like pretty much every single other, you know, a lot of other interfaces offer. You get the full suite of like all the trading information right in front of you, and the trading package built by DEX Screener is fully featured. So everything that you would expect to find, you can find on there.
Yeah, right, it's incredible.
That's all right. I'm just going to reload this. Okay. Right, so we connected. So I think we're going to swap into Quick. So here we go. Let's load up. Oh, Matic. So we had it stuck on limit orders. That's why I couldn't see the balance. So we're going to load up a swap. I'm not going to swap all my Matic. Let's do 59. Need some gas. So now that I've loaded up our trade, so I'm going to do, say, 59 Matic into QuickSwap. We can come down here, and this is really sort of where the magic happens. I'm just going to zoom in on this a little bit. So you can see that even though you know, QuickSwap is offering us the same rate, on OpenOcean we're able to beat Uniswap by 2.36%. We're able to beat Balancer by 5.12%. And I wouldn't even consider using SushiSwap for this trade because that's negative 63%. But we can see that we're currently getting, you know, the best rate through using QuickSwap. But the benefit is, say, you know, you say, why would you use OpenOcean if I can just go on QuickSwap and use QuickSwap? Well, you're getting fee rebates and gas rebates by using OpenOcean. So ultimately, over the course of, say, I don't know, a certain period of time, you'd actually end up saving more by saving your gas. So we're going to do this swap. So we're going to hit swap now. So it's going to see my slippage tolerance 1%, the minimum I'm going to receive, transaction cost anything.
Before you do that, I just want to like point out that Quick has like a new token. That's like the old Quick token.
They this is the old Quick token.
Yeah, I know you're like trying to like give a demo. I just it looks like you're doing it with your real money. So like before you know.
That's all right. If we can get the contract address of the new token, actually, we can do that right now.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
That's all right. Let's see if I can pull that contract address up, and we'll do that. Let's have a look. Pause for one moment. Let's see if we've actually got it listed first. No, I think we've only. Is it the same ticker, QUICK?
Yeah, I just I know that they that there's 2 quicks right now, and like the one I think it's redeemable like 1,000 to 1 or something.
Oh, okay.
So here I'll drop in the
drop the link, and we'll see if we can punch that in. And then
I think this is the new token contract address. I just put it in. There's like a voice or a text channel for this voice channel. I dropped it in.
Oh yeah, I got you. All right, okay, got that. All right, let's load. This is going to be. Let's see if this pulls it. So I think we actually haven't pulled this into our main token set yet, but there we go.
It's a lot to keep up to date when you support like 17 networks.
There we go. That explains why. There we go. So look, our price impact, there you go, 0.14%. New tokens loaded, and you can see we're getting the same rate as QuickSwap on this occasion. So that's okay. We'll go ahead and do that swap anyway, just to show everyone what it looks like. So we'll hit swap. And yeah, bear in mind that we've, with our social team, we have to keep up to date on everything that's happening on all of our 16 plus chains. So there's a lot of work for the team.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good that you still support random tokens. I know I've seen some DEX aggregators before where you can't like add in random tokens, and it's like, oh, you can only use the ones that they support by default, and then that's pretty limiting. So yeah, it's good that you aren't limited in that sense.
Yeah, I mean, not mentioning any names, there's a lot of DEX aggregators who shout about their swap rates, but then only support 16 tokens. So I think the fact that we're able to support this many is great. But yeah, the transaction's been done. We can view that transaction on the Explorer by clicking there, and you can see that we've actually got our new QuickSwap tokens. So, I mean, if it's all right with you guys, I'd like to show you just a little bit on how the smart routing works, or just show you sort of from a UI perspective how the smart routing works.
Yeah, most definitely. That was kind of like my next question: is how's this working on the back end?
Yeah. So, to give a very quick analogy, when you're driving somewhere and somewhere you got to go is 4 hours away, you don't just go, I'm going to take this one road and not turn off and just drive straight there. Not only are you going to end up paying more money in fuel, you're going to waste time, it's not going to be efficient, and you're probably going to be bored, right? So what you do, you pull up your phone and you go on Google Maps, or you go on Apple Maps, and you go, what's my quickest route to there? And it takes you down all these little side turnings, right? So think of that of OpenOcean as the Google Maps of sort of decentralized, DEX trading. You load in your swap, and then it's going to chop it down into as many little bits as necessary. Even if it has to break it down into 10 bits, for 10 different trades, if the gas it saves by doing those 10 different trades equals more than the gas it saves doing one trade, then it will prioritize that instead. So I think a good way to demo this is, so let's say we do have a lot of large volume traders on OpenOcean, and those are like single users or businesses who trade increasingly large volumes. And so with our rebates and everything, sort of we can help bring a lot of the cost down quite a lot. So we're going to load up with and Anchor. Here we go. So let's load up. I'm loading up. So we're swapping 10 wrapped ETH into Anchor. And we can see the value of the 10 wrapped ETH. That's 13,832. And on this trade, we're going to need to break this down into a lot of different parts. So on our routing, as you can see, we're breaking down 80% of the trade through Anchor. And again, in that trade, we're using 10% of that trade in QuickSwap and 90% in Uniswap. And then we're doing another 20% between Quick and Uniswap and MeshSwap. And as you can see, as we're looking at it, right, things are changing on the fly. The numbers are changing. Like all the information is changing, and that's because the algorithm, our smart algorithm, is consistently looking for the best price. It's constantly pinging all of our liquidity sources to see how cheap we can get the fees, how quick we can get the swap, and how we can save you the most amount of money. So as you can see, we're breaking it down into a lot of different trades here, but ultimately we're going to come, if we queue up this trade, it'll give us an estimate and we won't get below that estimate. And it's quite a big price impact on this one, but it is a nice amount of savings. So
yeah, I think the reason for the price impact is simply like the size of the trade. I think if you're to do it just
exactly the size of the trade, yeah. But, well, the idea of introducing large trade sizes is just to show the sort of smart routing and how that works. So I could put in 100 wrapped ETH, and it will probably break it down into even more, even more individual trades. And that's again where we see that price impact come from. But I mean, yeah, the algorithm is constantly adjusting to try and give you the best rate.
Yeah, most definitely.
I think we're gonna do one more little demo, if that's all right, just to show that you can actually swap between two two liquidity sources with no dedicated pool in between them. Because a lot of people think that in order to swap between two tokens, there has to be a dedicated pool for which to pull and to which to pull from to do the trade. So I think we're gonna load up Bitcoin on this one. Although we're back into go, and we'll load up Woo. So now we know that Woo and Wrap Bitcoin don't have a dedicated pool between the two of them. So I'm gonna let's load up 0.1 BTC into Woo. And we can see down here that we're going through Woofy, and we're utilizing our Bitcoin trade into USDC and then into Woo, utilizing the WooFi liquidity. So, I mean, even if there is no dedicated pools between the tokens that you want to trade, it's worth going onto OpenOcean just to see if that we can get you that trade. And if we can get it for you, it's almost guaranteed to be at a better price than anybody else. So that's just a sort of very, very quick overview of our whole entire new interface, our limit orders, our smart routing. There's a few more things we can talk about if we want to, like in terms of all the extra programs and stuff that we're doing. But in terms of from a pure DEX perspective, that is OpenOcean, and I would encourage you to come on. We're on 16 different chains, so there's sure to be the chain that you use is sure to be on there. So I would say next time you want to trade something, definitely give us a try.
Yeah, I got several friends within my circle who I personally believe would be interested in this.
There's a lot of big arbitragers and individual people who run as businesses who do arbitrage using OpenOcean because of the low fees. not
Yeah,
doable
it
in any
makes
other
a
places.
lot of sense, and it like kind of scans the whole DeFi landscape for you, makes it easy in that sense. I definitely have like several more questions, so
Absolutely.
I don't know what you want to jump into next. So there's curious about the OpenOcean token. I also noticed there's a thing on your website regarding like a sex account and like CEX account, and then there's also the like widget API SDK. I think like so. I
Mm.
want to jump into all those a little bit. Um, Perhaps maybe we should jump into the OpenOcean token first. What do you think?
Yeah, let's get started with the OpenOcean token. So the OOE token is 1 billion max supply token cap. It exists across multiple different chains. There is a hard cap on it. Um, we use primarily at the moment. You can take your OOE token, and stake it in the DAO that's going to be launching soon. And by staking that, you're going to be able to earn huge returns on your gas fees. But along with that, we provide generous platforms for OOE LP farming. So we do OOE LP farming on our site as well. But as I just mentioned, with the introduction of the DAO, we're going to be opening the OOE token up to the community to have their say on what the future for the OOE token looks like. Because at the moment the OOE token has been used primarily as for incentivizing trades on the network and for incentivizing traffic. And so I think that like letting the community have a say on what they want the future for OOE to look like. I think that's really important, and yeah, it's definitely something that us and the team are sort of listening out for. But we encourage everyone who's an OOE holder or an OOE user to both use the platform as well, or if you're a platform user, pick up some OOE in the meantime, because you can stake that in the DAO that's going to be coming out, and again, you can have your say on what the network shapes and looks like.
Fantastic. That's a great initiative to push for. I love DAOs and decentralization, voting on governance proposals, the whole shebang. Cool. So it kind of like has me wondering about the next question. Fee like revenue. So I guess like how does the protocol earned revenue is I'm assuming it's a fee on every trade, and then it mentions that you can earn up to 50% fee rebates by sharing. So is that paid out in the OpenOcean token? How does that all work?
Yeah, so those rebates will be paid out in the OpenOcean token. But in terms of like fees from the platform, we charge absolutely zero fees. The only fees that you're going to pay by using OpenOcean are gas fees. And some people say, oh, how do you make money? Doing that. Well, I mean, we have strategic investors in OpenOcean, and we have integrations, like you mentioned earlier, with Binance and things. So we have lots of different like revenue streams that come towards us, and all those little bits of revenue streams sort of add up to help keep OpenOcean, running, to help us keep recruiting new staff members. But I mean, the way OpenOcean was started was to be, for the community and as crypto friendly as possible. So I think that by running with 0% fees on the platform, it's a great like teaser to get people in. And then when they realize that no, it's not just a promotion, it's 0% fees like forever. And so yeah, that referral, that those gas fee rebates, we're basically just like using those to incentivize people to join, but also incentivize people to trade more, because at the end of the day, we want our platform to be utilized, and we grow OpenOcean by like continuing integrations, and that hasn't slowed down at all. In fact, it's just been getting faster and faster since summer.
Yeah, most definitely. That all makes tons of sense. Cool. Um, so I noticed, yeah, you guys have your own widget. So like if I was, I don't know, say I had my own NFT collection or something, I could easily integrate this into my DApp, I suppose.
Yeah, so we have I've just loaded up on the screen. We have the OpenOcean API and SDK. So I mean, with the OpenOcean API, you can literally integrate OpenOcean seamlessly, like into your wallet, into your project, and literally it takes mere minutes to integrate the API, and we have a full tech team on on standby if you need help with anything. So, and this is one of the things that we want to keep telling people about more, is that it's super, super easy to integrate the API into your project. And the power, the power that you unlock by integrating something like the OpenOcean API is incredible for your project, because you're literally opening up a closed system, and we've got all of these connections that have been pre-established, all this years of work that we've put into it, and all you have to do is a few lines of code and push a button, and then you have access to everything. And again, we're not charging for that, so it's absolutely free to use, and it's fantastic. I mean, we're working on I can't say too much about it, but we're working on something very similar, like you mentioned, for NFTs. So I would say watch this space, and we want to break the NFT market wide open. So I have to stop there because I get in trouble if I say too much more.
Yeah, I'd love to just have you spell the alpha, but I gotta respect the alpha policing.
Yeah, I'm only allowed a certain amount of strikes per month, and I think I've used mine up this month already.
Oh no.
Um, but yes, what was the next thing we were going to go over?
Um. Well, I mean, if you've already touched on everything you wanted to regarding like the API SDK widget sort of things, the next thing that I wanted to talk about was the CEX account. I was surprised to see that. When I click on it, it says OpenOcean Pro. What's that?
So I mean, it's not widely publicized at the minute. We're not running around shouting at the rooftops from it, because the whole idea between DEX aggregators, DEX trading, is it's decentralized. But at the start, we have very close ties to a lot of BNB network engineers and a lot of people in Binance. And so we were the very first to coin the term CeFi DeFi aggregator, which meant that we also incorporate trades. We also incorporate liquidity from Binance itself. So if there is, say, you're doing a trade and you want to access, there's a token that say that the liquidity is not that necessarily good on decentralized order books, it can tap in to Binance's liquidity and pull from that. And again, that is without actually having to go on the centralized exchange itself. That can all be done from the decentralized interface. I mean, we're not pushing that at the minute to like the majority. We're just basically encouraging everyone to use OpenOcean as it is, but that option is there and is available, and does like help fulfill trades basically in terms of like a liquidity crunch.
Yeah, that makes lots of sense. So if I'm on the Binance Smart Chain, I would be able to tap into Binance liquidity. Is there also like a thing? Because I noticed on this section, like you can like sign up and make an account. Are you guys also like planning on having your own kind of, I don't know, like centralized exchange type thing, just so that for like the type of crypto user that doesn't really care about DeFi, that just wants like the complexity of everything abstracted away, or is it just what you just mentioned now?
It's literally just what I mentioned now. But I mean, we have had a new. I wasn't going to really talk about it much on here because I know we're sort of focused on Polygon, but we launched like the BAB token, which is basically like a KYC token. It's completely voluntary. You don't have to have it. But if you do, like so, say if you have, so this token will be sort of minted by an exchange, so in this case Binance. and it proves you've done KYC, and then we can then take that, verify that the individual user has that token in the wallet, and then open that up to say more gas rebates. So I think we're doing up to 90% gas rebates at the minute on BNB chain. But I mean, yes, we're going to keep Binance integrated because of that liquidity is really good to tap into. But I mean, you don't want to alienate a lot of the community. I mean, like you said, there are people who don't care about what they swap on or whatever, but you have that other half who are, the diehard crypto people who will never KYC and always want to make sure everything's decentralized and stuff like that. So we're trying to appeal to sort of as many people as possible and just have that extra option there if people want to be able to use it, but not necessarily going, everybody has to do this.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and honestly, I think that's some alpha, maybe. So that's nice. Appreciate you sharing the alpha.
Half a strike.
Don't worry, I won't repeat it.
So yeah, I mean, there's like I could talk for the next 2 hours on everything that we're working on. There are some stuff that we have teased, such as that I can talk about, such as an NFT aggregator. I can mention as two nice fun words, but also cross-chain swaps, which is something we've been working on for a very long time, and as I'm sure that everyone listening is well aware, perfecting cross-chain swaps safely and securely is a challenge in itself, and I think that's something that our community have been asking for the past sort of 6 to 8 months, and we've just taken that little bit of extra time to work on it to make sure it's perfect before we release it. And so I would say expect that in the next, say, month and a half.
Wow, that's not far at all.
No, I know. This is the thing. It's ramped up so quick. It's gone from us being in contact with the central tech team to them being like, oh, the demo's ready, and what really it's like so soon, and then we're all jumping on and using the demo in the closed testing space, and it's really exciting. It's something that I've wanted for a long time, to be done well, because I've always been a fan of other similar cross-chain swaps, but to be able to have the OpenOcean's trading API and smart routing, but also go cross-chain at the same time, that's a winner in my book. So
yeah, that's huge.
We don't slow down with integrations either. So that cross-chain swap function, could very easily be coming to a wallet near you soon. So there's so many different things that we could talk about. Is there anything else specifically that you wanted to?
Well, I was just kind of thinking right now, who your target audience is. It's literally every single DeFi user. This is a great product for them. And and if I was someone who, say I had my own play to earn game, right? And you guys, once you guys have those cross-chain swaps out, I could easily integrate your widget into the front end for my game, right? And then make it easy for everyone, no matter what blockchain they're on, they can swap over into my play to earn token and get access to my game. I just find that so cool. You guys are, abstracting away complexity. You're, just making everything way simpler, more streamlined. It's interoperable. That's really cool to see.
And that's the thing. Interoperability is at our core. As I said, there's too much, crypto is too segmented, and we need to make it a lot easier for new people. And like you said, if you had a game and you just decided to launch that and you integrate API and cross-chain swap, instantly you're open to 16 plus different blockchains, and all those users and all that liquidity is just there at your fingertips. So really, it should just be about someone wants to make a new project, or someone wants to do an update, couple clicks, and everything is at your fingertips instantly. And that's what we're trying to do with OpenOcean. Make it this one-stop hub where you have everything at your fingertips. And yeah, it's just a super exciting space to be in. And I will plug very quickly, the team at the moment are in Singapore at Token 2049. So if there's anybody listening who's in Singapore who, you know, wants to go along to the Token 2049 show, we're there. OpenOcean are there. You know, our CEO, our head of our community is there. So you can go meet them, say hello. So that's really exciting. Hopefully we'll be getting some pictures from them soon so we can put those in the socials and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, really exciting.
I just want to encourage everyone to ask questions in the chat if you have any. I know Frankie just asked, what kind of governance do you have? I believe you mentioned that the governance is like kind of in the roadmap right now. You have a DAO that will be out soon.
Yeah, so the governance at the minute is currently being roadmapped. Our DAO, we're hoping to expect to release sort of mid to late October, so like really soon. We're just doing some final testing on it.
Yeah, but the governance token is live now. OpenOcean or OOE.
The OOE token itself is live right now. Yeah, you can buy that on multiple different networks with, you know, whichever one you want. There's good liquidity on Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, etc. So yeah, you can go ahead and grab that now. And likewise, I mean, at the minute I'm sort of, this is my personal opinion. I'm of the opinion that we blank slate it to begin with, and that is we're literally going, what do you guys want to see from our tokens? So, I mean, we have this idea of, you know, what we want for the OOE token, but we also want to see what the community wants for it. And then somewhere in between those two, like, Venn diagrams, we can have this middle ground that we're all really happy with. And that's what we really want to be focusing on. Whatever shape that takes or whatever that looks like in the future, it's going to be moldable and shapeable by the community. So yeah, the main governance token OOE is available now, and you can get on major exchanges as well if you want. But I would encourage you, pick some up on OpenOcean if you just want to have a bit for when we launch that. So yeah.
Incredible. Yeah,
There's somewhere I can see the text
oh
questions.
yeah, yeah. There's text channel for the voice channel, which is like a relatively new Discord feature.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, I think it's crazy what you guys are doing. And especially like since you're not limiting yourself to EVM chains, like I also see Solana and Tron. And yeah, it's cool. I can only imagine, like, yeah, it makes sense. You guys have been working on this since 2017, so clearly a ton of work has gone into it.
Yeah, this is the thing. When I joined the team and I'd learned about the history, I was asking even more questions than anybody else. So, yeah. Sorry, I just pulled up the chat. Frankie, I've seen your question about what kind of governance do you have? Yeah, we really just kind of want to make that malleable and as open to everybody. But I mean, the governance polls and the governance form, the feedback that we'll be using will directly shape the project. So it's not going to be necessarily just purely advisory. It's going to be actionable as well.
Sweet. What would you say are your biggest competitive advantages? Like, I know there's like quite a few DEX aggregators out there, and I can think of like quite a few competitive advantages, but what would you say is like your biggest competitive advantages?
I would say our biggest competitive advantage is the price. A lot of the times I would, I would encourage anyone to just open OpenOcean and just punch in some trades, whatever you want, large trades, small trades, and just see what price you get, like what pricing you get on the token compared to other dexes, because there are a lot of other dexes available. With us as well, especially, we have 185 plus aggregated sources. So, we're not just pulling like 4 stable coin pools together and calling ourselves a DEX. We truly are one of the largest DEXs that's out there. I would also say that our community, is pretty much unlike anything that we've had in another chain. Anytime that you jump into our Discord or Telegram or want to ask a question, we always have somebody there available to talk to you and answer you on the spot. So it's not like you're going to send a message and get ignored for 2 weeks. And that's something that we've continued to work on. You want to get a reply straight away. So I think that sort of having that communication barrier between the community and the team, I think is like necessary. And I think a lot of other these DEX aggregators, they're too big for their own boots, meaning that if you want to actually open a conversation with somebody, it's really hard to find the right person to reach out to. But I would also say that, we haven't launched our DAO yet. So, if you're a big fan of that and you're a big fan of the, the NFT aggregator and the cross-chain swap and sort of that need for having everything in the same place, then keep an eye on OpenOcean. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. Make sure you're in our Discord. Because really, like, we want to be at the forefront of this. And, we aren't the most popular DEX, but we do have the biggest savings and like one of the best communities that there is. And for us, it's not necessarily about being the top, but it's about being the best at what we do. And I think that every single person on the OpenOcean team sort of feels that way, and we all have this sort of similar mindset. So yeah, and in addition to all the features that we've discussed, we're really, really sort of forward-looking team, and we don't say no to things. We always consider new integrations. We always look at things differently. You can change your mind based on new information, and that is how this space should be. We shouldn't be sort of living with these sort of tunnel visioned views of how crypto should be. Everything should be malleable, and OpenOcean is definitely sort of positioning itself to be at the forefront of that.
Love it. Well, I only have like a couple more closing questions. One of them was like, what is next in the roadmap or pipeline for OpenOcean? I feel like we touched on this quite a bit already, though. So I don't know.
I'll summarize very briefly. So what's next? In the immediate future, we have our DAO launch. We have, with full governance support coming in to have your say about the OOE token and the platform. We also have cross-chain swaps launching. So again, that's going to be available across multiple different chains. We're also looking at rolling out limit orders on more chains. Again, no confirmation on that, but that's something that we're always working on. And actually, since we're here, I can mention this. We tweeted about it recently. We just rolled out the Polygon referrals, I think it was, the CFI low Polygon referral scheme. You can now get up to 50% fee rebate. So just pull the tweet up there. So I mean, there's so much stuff we're working on. All of this, in addition to the NFT aggregator, which I can't say too much more about, and various API integrations. So all of that is to come. It's a really, really, really exciting roadmap. But I mean, along with that, things like future integrations, we're always, sending out DMs and stuff and seeing about how we can, aggregate as many sources as possible. So I mean, there's really, really exciting stuff for the future, and it's just a matter of getting there, really, and hopefully we can take all the community along with us on the ride.
Absolutely. So where can listeners go to get involved with OpenOcean?
Yeah, okay, so get involved with OpenOcean. So, do you know what? It helps if I actually drop the link tree in the Discord chat.
I actually got. Oh, that's way easier than what I did.
That's a lot easier with the link tree. So you just jump on this link, and you're basically just going to link you to everything that you need in regards to OpenOcean. So whether you want to access the API, SDK, our GitHub, Reddit, Discord, Twitter, everything is here. All of these are vetted links. Make sure, I would say, you're following us on Twitter at OpenOcean Global. Also, we're on Telegram, we're in Discord, those links from the link tree, jump into there. Even if you just want to jump on and have a chat with the team, say hello and ask some questions, even if you don't want to use the platform, we're more than happy to sit down and have a conversation with you. Yeah,
Yeah, and just to add to that, if this is something that you are super passionate about and really believe in, they also have an ambassador program. So highly recommend checking that out. If so, ambassador programs are awesome. I love them.
Where was the yeah? If you head to the main website, I think it was under Get Involved on OpenOcean.finance. You can see we got campaigns referral. Click on Ambassador. All right, I'll drop this. Tell you what, because we haven't got this in the link tree, I'll drop this in separately just in case anyone wants to have a look at it. There you go. And so yeah, you can, if you really sort of want to take it the next step, have a look at the ambassador roles that we've got, the benefits that you get from being an ambassador, and then just hit join now, and just fill out the form and get in contact with us. We'll be really excited to hear from you. So
Awesome. Well, that pretty much summarizes everything that I wanted to talk about today, Guy. Is there anything that you wanted to cover that we haven't really got the chance to yet?
do you know what? We've covered so much today. The only thing I would say is, yeah, like we did just launch the Polygon referral program. So if you are trading and stuff on Polygon, make sure you sign up to this, give OpenOcean a try, and you're going to get 50% fee rebates on any of those fees. So just if you want to just dip your toes in, but you don't want to spend too much, you can get some money back based off those rebates. But apart from that, I would say, yeah, just jump into our socials if you want to chat with us. And I really, really sincerely hope that, you know, everybody's doing fine and that we can try out OpenOcean, give it a chance, and yeah, it's all good. I think I'm
Awesome.
running out of things to say. I've talked about so much stuff
Yeah,
today,
I think we got a really high level overview of OpenOcean today, so it's been awesome.
Yeah, thanks so much for inviting, man. So if anybody else is listening, has got any questions, just very quickly pop them in. But I mean, if not, then I'm probably happy to call it there if you are.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. And also, if you think of a question when the session ends, just jump into the Open Ocean community, the Discord, the Telegram. I'm sure Guy said the team is quick to reply, so there you go.
Yeah, we got people in there 24/7. So if you want to ask anything, or you know, as Foxy said, slide into them DMs. More than welcome.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Guy, for everything. It's been a pleasure having you today.
No, thank you very much for inviting me, man. It's been really nice.
Absolutely, anytime. Always down to do this again in future and catch up with everything new Open Ocean. I think that would be a fun idea.
Yeah, wicked.
Awesome. Well, thanks again. And thank you, everybody, for coming out and listening in today. It's been great having all of you here. And I hope you all have a wonderful day.
Hey, thank you very much.
All right. Bye now.
Bye bye.